Today we are very late to the game as we look at the Gamerverse. I should have met. Oh boy, we're late to the Gamerverse. Anyway, Psylocke and Thanos. Looking at the back of the box, it shows figures in render form in action, and then it does game stuff, and it's like, hey, all these guys are coming out. Anyway, this is one that you can get from Target if you're lucky, because it's an exclusive to Target. Now, when it hit shelves like a couple weeks ago, it was basically like in large numbers in a lot of stores. My store had one. But if you're lucky enough to get one, you can slide out of the box, look at the thing, throw the box over your shoulder because you don't care about it. Same thing with instructions that are talking about safety. Safety is none of my concern, but it should be for yours. For legal reasons, I should say follow instructions about safety. Anyway, yes, I did rearrange my room, and now I'm a little further away, which means I don't know what to do back here. This is a test, and then I also need to figure out, like, you know, none of that on that shelf is anything. Anyway, today's video is all about Psylocke. That's right, we are going to go do a deep dive into this action figure and the accessories that she has. There's also Thanos. Now, it's no surprise that this is a 2-pack that is heavily influenced by the game that it comes from. What am I so stupid for? Heavily influenced by the sprite work which comes from the game. You know what's crazy about this Gamerverse thing is that I think we're getting Marvel rival figures, which they're known for their proportions. Oh, mama! It's crazy in some of the costumes, and I'm very curious what's going on with Marvel Legends, because this kind of stuff back in the day, and by back in the day I mean like a year ago, was totally off the books, out of the books. It was the books were over here, and they didn't even have a card to the library. That's what I'm trying to say. Then this time, they're going hard. But in classic Marvel Legends Hasbro fashion, look at the paint sculpt is, the paint work is, this looks like a custom. The paint on this leg is awful. Now, you can see that it's like very machined in the sense of how it's applied, because you can see that overlap there, but what the heck happened here? This is like the machine went over, it wasn't done properly, and then somebody went by hand and tried to fix it. Looks awful. Look at this hand. I'm now realizing that this is like, oh God, so early to have this thing out of the box and already so very upset. That is awful. Now, is it okay on this side? Yes. There's also alternate hands, so maybe we can swap out one and it won't be so bad, but the leg we're always going to be stuck with. I think all of them have this issue where like the paint is not as thick here as it is here, but, wow, thick, but, jeez. What is there to talk about? I think accessories. Let's do that. Up first, we have this sword attack, essentially like a psionic sword energy thing, which does look really good. It's very simple, but I love it. And then we have this, which is like her little butterfly style thing on her face, where it lets you know that she is in attack mode, or whatever. You get two of these. You get one for the left and one for the right, or however you want to do it. This is also very cool. There's just enough paint work in this translucent piece that it gives the effect, the illusion. But it's nice, and it's very rare, it seems, that Marvel Legends has accessories in them. I feel like those words didn't work properly. And then there's Thanos. Alternate head in the box does look really good. Nice basic paint work, but the representation of the character is definitely there. It's definitely got that vibe. I think the nice thing here would have been to allow us to remove the hair and swap it around, but that is also not a typical thing with Marvel Legends. Plus, I think on top of all that, I'm continuing to think in real time and relay that to you by saying I think. No, I'm so stupid. That this is a game-specific design, so when she has that face, their hair is just like that, probably. I don't know. The face that is on by default does look good. It's got, you know, she's angry, she's ready to fight, but it does exactly what it needs to do. And what is that? On by default, we know she's got some really bad paint work here on the hands, but she's got, her right hand is gripping for no reason, and then the left hand is a punching hand. So this is a weird choice to have a gripping hand, but nothing to grip. Alternate hands, finger guns, pew 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 pew. But they look much better as far as paint. I mean, it's still not perfect, and it's even worse. Obviously, we put it into the camera here. And finally, the alternate left hand, which might be the one I need to keep on her just because it has the best paint out of all of them. Is just this kind of fighting stance or holding hand if you want to use her outside of the Gamerverse. In regards to the rest of the body and the paint is good. I mean, this leg is gonna drive me nuts, and of course this part, anything that is the like a body plastic just looks like a totally different paint color from the skin. It's really weird. I mean, this is just kind of a Marvel Legends things. Whatever's happening at Hasbro, they just cannot seem to get enough layers of paint on these things. It was the same problem with the Blob. The Blob had some yellow parts, but they were not done very well. And as far as articulation, obviously we're gonna have some limitations by the hair, so looking up is not gonna happen. Side to side is pretty good. The arms, I think this is where it's gonna shine. So she's got these butterfly joints that seem to allow for pretty basic crossed arms, nothing crazy, but they go back really well. There's a lot of rotation and movement thanks to all of that. Rotation there at the bicep, double jointed elbows, basic wrist pegs, Marvel style wrist pegs where they're not ball pegs. I wish they would move on to ball pegs because that would be much, much better. Now, unlike the Savage Land pack with those two girls, this Psylocke actually does have a lower torso or ab crunch. So she's got the upper half, which allows for some basic range, nothing crazy, but this older style of like stomach cuts is definitely going to help with the articulation. So while it's still not that great, it goes back really well, which is probably the most important thing. And also there's Thanos. Legs do some pretty decent splits. You got some rotation there and like a little ball hinge, and then ball hinge? I don't think that's right. We got a lower thigh cut, which is like a better placement, and then double jointed knees, standard ankles. So pretty basic as far as articulation goes, honestly, but the shoulders, that's really where it shines, I think. Well, you know, if you're not paying attention to that. It's not that easy to get on the right side because it like curls down at the back, but if you fiddle with it enough, you can certainly get it to lock in, and there you go. So it only works with this head sculpt because of the way the hair is cut. Getting this piece on is very simple, just snaps around the wrist, and there you go. So that is good. It covers up the really bad paint job, so worst case, I could just go with that. Pretty solid setup, honestly. Overall, this is a good standard Marvel Legends of 2025. I think there's a lot of opportunities of what they're going to be doing going forward because, again, I think this Juggernaut that they're making is going to be one of the best figures out there, especially for a Juggernaut. Like, you're not going to get anything better than that from any company unless some third party decides to just go crazy with it. So it seems that if you look up posts online, like Instagram, what people have done with this figure, like different poses and things. There's a lot of people that have a pink sword, so I guess they got that from a different version of a Psylocke, I'm sure, because that's kind of what Marvel Legends seems to do, where like the perfect version is by getting all of them and then putting one really good one together. So that's why the hand is here, is because she should have a sword. The alternative route here is just really doing your best to take advantage of these different effect pieces and having fun with motion with these effect pieces. Didn't I just say that? Also, there's Thanos. So these just snap on. I'm sure there's probably a specific hand they want you to use, but the cool thing here is that it's just an effect. So if you can get it to attach in any way, you can use it however you want. Of course, it might be pretty hard to do with an ankle. For the sake of posing and things, I think you could mess around with it. Worst case, use some tacky stuff, and oh god, what happened to her foot? Whoops. And for the sake of comparison, we have 97 Wolverine, 97 Cyclops, Magneto, Vegeta, Leah, Bert and Ernie, and Donatello. Pretty solid figure. There's no doubt about that. I think anybody that has got their hands on this thing has really been in love with it for whatever reason. I don't know the reason. Ryan Dole, what's the reason? Tell me. But the cool thing is about action figures is it doesn't really matter what the source is. If you enjoy the thing, then do whatever you want. You don't have to pull scene-specific stuff or sprite-specific moments. You can just have fun, of course. Now, you do have a lot of references from the video game, so you can always look at that stuff and then put together your favorite display. But this is a very solid choice. It just has some serious issues, at least for mine. I'm sure not everybody has that other than the paint not matching from here to here. pretty common. Also, there's some slop there. Ugh, God, this is in desperate need of a custom touch-up, really just to like fix the issues that we have seen. Also, there's Thanos. So if this is a set that you're interested in, I mean, I hope you can get it. It's a Target exclusive. Outside of the US, I don't know what those options are. I'm sure there are options, so find your local creators or groups and find out. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Also, there is Thanos, and he has this, so he can do the snap. There you go. If you enjoyed this and you want to see some more Marvel Legends get reviewed, but taken a little more seriously, click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.